All right, we're going to begin. It is 1:32 on August 19th, 2025. We're going to commence the proceedings before the Special Magistrate for Code Enforcement for Putnam County, good city, Palatka. By way of introduction, my name is Ron Brown. I'm an attorney licensed in the state of Florida, and I've been appointed by the City Commission for the City of Palatka pursuant to state statute to preside over today's proceedings. I'm going to give a brief introduction, and then we're going to explain some situations on the agenda today and see if we can make sure everything goes as smoothly as possible, given the nature of it. And I know there's a large contingent of people here who are speaking on one of the agenda items, and that item may be pushed to the end of the meeting. I do not think there are any respondents here for the other items. However, until we call the cases, we will not know that for sure. But I want to give this preliminary introduction for everyone so you understand what will happen and what my role is, what the city's role is, what your role is with regard to these cases. These cases are governed by state statute. The statute is Chapter 162 of the Florida statutes promulgated by the Florida legislature. City has a code provision which parrots the state statute, but the state statute prevails in these circumstances. This is not a formal court of law. We are not bound by the formal rules of evidence as you would find in the courthouse downtown. We're neither bound by the formal rules of civil procedure. We are, however, by law, bound by the formal notions of due process and fairness and making sure that everyone has an opportunity to be heard, to hear the charges that are being levied by the city with regard to the alleged code violations, and to have a decision that is based on what is presented at this hearing and is based on personal knowledge and what is called substantial and competent evidence. And that is evidence which would allow a reasonable person to reach a reasonable conclusion concerning the matter at hand. Doesn't mean you all have to agree on what that conclusion is. It just has to be something that will allow a reasonable conclusion to be made. That evidence must be sworn, and we'll get to that in a moment. It must be based on personal knowledge. Now, here's the thing I want everybody to understand. Whether anybody in the community likes or dislikes a certain circumstance is not the issue here today. The only issue here today is whether or not there's a violation of a pertinent city code and whether there is evidence to support, or in case not support, a violation of a certain city code. The city has a duty to come up and provide to me the elements of the code provision that they claim is being violated, and then the proof to show that that violation occurs. That's all I get to look at. Any testimony that is presented will have to be called by the parties. The city will have code enforcement officers who will be bringing sworn testimony and evidence of which they have personal knowledge. As for example, they may have photographs. Those photographs, I'm going to inquire of anyone who presents a photograph. Did you take this photograph? And you'll be under oath. Does this photograph accurately represent the condition of the property or the circumstances on the date you took the photograph? If there's other documentation, I'm not going to have to require that, you absolutely prove everything, but I want you to be able to testify under oath. This is a true and correct copy of the original. If it's not the original, if it's the original, you can tell me it's the original. At the end of the day, my duty is to take all of this in and to make a decision as to whether or not a code violation exists. If the respondents are present, and I think there are some, they'll get a chance to call whatever witnesses they want to call. Here's what you need to know. If you come up and you want to talk about how much you like or dislike or how important this project is, whatever it may be, that's fine. You can do that. By law, the only thing I may consider is competent substantial testimony concerning whether or not there's a violation of the city code. Pretty narrow window that I go through. Jurisdiction for operations like this is established by the Florida legislature. It's not a court, like I said. It's called a quasi-judicial proceeding. That's why there's sworn testimony for it. So there's only certain things I can consider, only certain things I can decide based on what is presented to me for consideration. And I'll try my best to articulate exactly why I make whatever decision I make. for everybody to understand, if you're called up by whomever's representing the respondent in the case, and again, it's not a public hearing. It is a testimony under oath. And the relevancy of that testimony is what I'm looking at. So I just want everybody to understand that that's the nature of what's going to be transpiring today, and that's what we're trying to do. Some of these are difficult situations for everybody, I know, but they're just certain things that this process does not allow. I do want to make a final comment. The legislation that governs these actions is specific about appeal. And the nature of this proceeding is that appeals from what happens today do not go to the city commission, do not go to any place else in the county. They go to circuit court. And it is the responsibility of the respondents to procure all record on appeal to circuit court. The only thing that we have in terms of the city's staff is, in fact, the testimony, record of testimony, which is basically a recorded record of the testimony, and any evidence that's adduced and presented at the hearing. So it's for everybody to understand the nature of what we're dealing with and the importance of how you proceed from this time forward. That being said, what we're going to do, we're still waiting on some information regarding the larger case. I'm going to take some smaller cases, and then we'll come back and we'll save the last and perhaps the best one for last. We'll look at it that way. So I'm going to call case number 2024-095, property located at 126 South 2nd Street, Palatka, Florida, 32177. I have on that case the owner of record being Sherry A. Cook, I believe. Is that correct? And whose case is this? All right, please proceed. Let me first of all inquire, is Sherry A. Cook or anyone representing Sherry A. Cook present? We're seeing and hearing no one. Please proceed.
Did you want to swear us in first, Your Honor?
I'm sorry?
Swear us in.
A good question. You bring up a good point. I'd like all the code enforcement officers to please stand. And who will be testifying? Ms. Dreyer, Mr. Bartelli, Ms. Lowe are all here, right? Correct? Raise your right hand for me. So I may swear or affirm the testimony you give today to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
And let the record show that these oaths will apply to all hearings taking place today. Now, Mr. Bartelli, your turn.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. Harold Bartelli, City of Palatka Code Compliance, reference case 2025-025, address is 105 Viking Street. She has 4 violations, section 30-164, mold mildew, 30-32, torn screen, front porch, 30-32, excessive debris visible by roadway, and section 30-32, overgrown vegetation.
All right. Doing some due process, due diligence, if you will. Did you send a certified letter to the owner of record?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
And was that at the official address of record as maintained by the property appraiser and tax collector?
Yes, sir. 105.
Was that 105 Viking Street, Palatka, Florida, 32177?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Did you receive a response to the certified letter?
On 4/1, the notice, they've been returned. I'm not.
Okay, you didn't get the envelope back with the notation from the Postal Service?
I got a green card signed for the 15-day notice I sent. That's the only thing I got returned.
Who signed the green card for that?
Ms. Sherry A. Cook.
Okay. Have you had a chance to talk with her subsequent to getting that green card back?
No, sir, Your Honor.
Have you conversed with her or anyone representing the owner at all?
I believe she did call, but she has another pending case.
Well, we're not worried about that one. We're worried about this one.
No, sir, I'm not talking.
Concerning this case, you have no further contact with her. Did you post the property in accordance with state statute?
Yes, sir.
And when did you post it?
8/5/25, Your Honor.
And you have an affidavit of service included in the record?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right.
Also, the city, I had the county post the property unsafe on 8/6 also, Your Honor. Letter was also mailed to the homeowner and the property was both posted. Pictures are both taken.
All right. The city is citing 3 alleged violations of the city code, section 30-169. And it looks like 3 sections of 30-32. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right. When you're looking at, let's say 30-169, mold and mildew on the carport roof, is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes, sir.
And is pertinent section of that ordinance, mildew should be cleaned from buildings having street visibility, and loose wires such as TV cable should be secured. No more than 10% of the buildings having street visibility may have mildew. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
And then as to 3032, a torn screen on the front porch. You're leaving 3032A subsection 10. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Failure to replace or repair within similar or improved material in a reasonable period not to exceed 60 days. Broken or missing building components, including not limited to doors, windows, roofing material, siding, and drive walks outside the right of way, which detract from the aesthetics of the neighborhood. Correct?
Was that for the torn screen, Your Honor?
That was 3032
Yes,
10.
sir. 11, Alpha 11 for the screen, Your Honor.
Screen is 11.
Yes, sir.
Failure to repair, replace, remove broken fencing, screening, or decorative elements on a protected developed parcel or lot. Right. And then 30-32, number 3 is which one? Number 32, number 1, is that correct?
Yes, sir. It's one, but there were several different issues, as I will explain to you later, that have,
We got 4 sections from the code. I'm just trying to establish the code for.
yeah, just one.
All right, and then the 30-32 is the subsection 10 previously read.
Yes, sir.
All right. Do all the documents you've included in the record, other than photographs, are they true and correct copies of official records, City Palatka?
Yes, sir.
And as to the photographs, did you take the photographs you're about to show us?
I did, sir.
And do the photographs accurately represent the condition of the property on date in which you took them?
They do.
All right, please proceed.
As photo, 1 Alpha, Your Honor.
We're looking at which one?
1 Alpha, building
Okay.
fronts, Brandon Street, the mold and mildew located on top of the carport where the red arrows are located.
So which ordinances are we looking at here?
Section 30-169, section D, Delta. Mildew shall be cleaned from buildings having street visibility, and loose wires such as TV cables shall be secured not more than 10% of the
Okay.
building having.
We
street
got the red
visibility.
arrows here. So what we're pointing at what?
The mildew on top of the carport areas.
The mildew?
Yes, sir.
All right. So that's all for that photograph?
Yes, sir.
All right. And is it more than 10% of the surface of the building?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Next,
Next one is 1 Bravo. It's a little hard to see at the, it's a torn screen. On the
which
front
ordinance are
porch.
we looking at here?
Ordinance 30-32, Alpha 11, prohibited conditions and nuisance publics. 11, failure to repair, replace, or remove broken fence, screening, or decorative items on a developed partial or lot.
So
It's a screen. It looks to appear a lot of items on there that possibly pushed
Okay.
the screen out and busted the screen out.
so it's a screen
Yes, sir.
on the house,
The front
Porch.
porch. Yes, sir.
and that's an aesthetic issue as well as a safety issue, or,
Um, aesthetic issue.
okay. But that's violation of that section of the code is
Yes, sir.
cited. So the remedy for that is to just repair the
Repair the
screen.
screen, yes, sir.
The remedy for the roof was just to pressure wash
Pressure
the
wash,
roof?
yes, sir.
Okay.
The next item is 30-32. We'll go 1 Alpha, accumulation, prohibited conditions of public nuisance. Basically, accumulation of Alpha, it says accumulation of trash, junk, or debris, living, non-living plants, materials, hazard trees, or stagnant water. This is basically underneath the carport visible from the front of the house.
So the violation is just the man-made items?
It's a mixture of everything. There's
Well,
totes.
it's your case, so tell
Yes,
me
sir.
which one you
Yes.
want.
Yes, sir. There's totes in there. There's which black garbage, which appear to be garbage bags full of items. I don't know what's in them. There are several totes in there that have items in them. And it's from the front to the back,
Well, again, are we talking vegetation or man-made items?
man-made.
Okay, that's what I was getting at in terms of what we're looking at. So everything I see there that's a man-made item needs to go?
Yes, sir.
What is that green object on the left?
Trash can.
Do you make them take trash cans out of the?
It should, the reason, it should be, I have not contacted Public Works. They have no water running to the house. Therefore, that's why the county posted it, because you cannot live in a house without running water.
They're not getting
Therefore-
trash service, in other words.
Therefore, yeah, if they're not paying sewage and water, they cannot have it trash can. So legally, the city can take it away from them. I made that call.
All right.
The other conditions I put on there, because there were several issues, we get calls regarding this property. Adjacent across the street, they're building a new subdivision. So they're at the time, the land is being cleared and of course, little varmints are moving. So we've had calls where people have gone by and see critters, rats, basically moving into that area. So that's why I put other things, like section 4, property being inhabited by or providing a habit for rodents, varmints, reptiles, or other animals, because we've been told they've been going in there. I don't know the answer to that one.
But the solution is get rid of the man-made items, get them out of sight.
Yes, sir.
All right, next.
The overgrown grass, where the mark's at.
Is that a yardstick?
Yes, sir.
I am impressed.
Quick learner, sir.
And so what's the standard for grass on a residential lot?
18 inches.
And how high is that grass?
The black, where the arrow going across is the 18, so it's pushing probably 24. And that was just one area. It's higher in other areas also.
All right, so it needs to be brought down to 18 inches.
Yes, sir.
And that's consistent with the other properties in the neighborhood?
Yes, sir.
And the code?
Yes, sir.
All right, next.
This is just the last picture is a concern picture. As I explained to you earlier, this property it's running fines and liens on it. We've tried to work with the homeowner as far as getting the place brought up to codes or whatever, and then we're having no luck. What this is here is a picture of your hood vent from your on the top of the house for the hood over your refrigerator, over your stove. As you can see on March the 13th on the top picture, the vent is left open. And then just recently on July the 8th, it's still open. So the concern would be water, rain, and everything running down there straight going into the house, which there is power running to the house according to Clay Electric. We checked that. They said there is power going into the house. So the safety issue would be that water running into there and maybe getting into some electrical and, heaven forbid a fire or
But
something.
as to this photo, does that relate to a particular code provision?
No,
in
so there
this
wasn't
area?
a code vision, just a safety issue that we're trying to gather, we're trying to work with the individual to come into compliance. We're having no luck. So we're like running out of things.
Anything else?
No, sir, Your Honor.
All right, so basically what I'm hearing is 4 ordinance violations.
Mhm.
30-169 due to the mold and mildew on the carport roof, which exceeds 10% of the coverage is visible from a public right of way, that right of way being Viking Street, is that
Yes,
correct?
sir.
And 3032 due to the torn screen on the front porch, which needs to be replaced.
Mhm.
Roof needs to be pressure washed, screen needs to be replaced. 3032 excessive debris visible from the roadway, and that's the man-made items in the carport.
Yes, sir.
And those need to be removed or put out of sight. And 3032 overgrown vegetation needs to be reduced to at least 18 inches consistent with the neighborhood.
Yes, sir.
All right. Last call for Sherry A. Cook or anyone representing Sherry A. Cook. Seeing and hearing no one and find that due process has been satisfied by the sending of certified letter to the official address of record and posting the property in accordance with Chapter 162 Florida statute with an affidavit of service included in the record. And finding that there is substantial and competent evidence in the record to find that violations of section 30-169, 30-32, and 3 sections of 30-32 dealing with 169 being mold and mildew in the carport roof, 30-32 with a torn screen on the front porch, 30-32 excessive debris visible from the roadway, and 30-32 overgrown vegetation. We'll enter an order finding the violations and requiring that the property owner bring the property into compliance within 30 days of today's hearing. That would be the end of business on September 18th, 2025. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. In the event of noncompliance, the city's recommending a fine of what?
$100 a day, $25 per
Or
violation.
violation. We'll go with that. And again, no contact with the owner regarding this?
No, sir, Your Honor.
All right. Well, it sets a fine of $25 per day per violation, beginning on September the 18th of Friday is a Thursday.
It's Thursday.
Of September.
Yeah,
It's a Thursday.
Thursday, beginning on September 19th, 2025. The fine of $25 per day per violation shall commence in the event of noncompliance by the end of business on September 18th, 2025. Next case is going to be case 2025-63. Property looks like it's located at 611 North 9th Street. Looks like this property is titled in the name of the heirs of Minnie Lee Jones. Is anyone here who is an heir of Minnie Lee Jones or representing an heir of Minnie Lee Jones? Okay, seeing and hearing no one. Mr. Bertelli, is this one also yours?
Yes, sir.
Busy man. Please proceed.
Harold Bartelli, City of Palatka Code Compliance, case 2025-063, reference 1611 North 9th Street. City has four violations, section 30-171, missing broken windows, 30-213, abandoned structure, and 2 of section 30-32, alpha, missing screen, and excessive trash and debris.
All right. Let me do some due process due diligence again. The heirs of Minnie Lee Jones suggest that Miss Jones may be deceased. Do you have any knowledge regarding that?
I'm unaware of.
All right. You sent a certified letter to the official address of record. Was that address 611 North 9th Street, Palatka, Florida, 32177?
No, sir, Your Honor. 7445 State Road 207, Elkton, Florida.
So a different address.
Yes, sir. But I also sent it to the 611.
Which one was the official address of record on the property appraiser and tax collector's rolls?
7445 State Road 207, Elkton, Florida.
All right. Did you
And
get
I-
any kind of response to that?
Both greens returned and signed.
Unsigned?
Signed.
Signed by whom?
I can't make out that.
They'll,
It's just
I noticed that they'll have a signature, then ask you to print it, and then the printing can be worse than the signature.
It's the same in both spots.
Okay. Have any contact with anyone regarding this issue?
No, sir, Your Honor.
No, okay. Do you know, have you observed anyone on the property when you went out to visit the property?
No, sir.
But the address of record was in Elkton, that's where that card was sent, that's where whomever signed it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. And you posted the property in accordance with state statute,
Yes, sir.
and it looks like it was posted on August 5th,
Yes, sir.
and it was posted here in City Hall also,
Yes, sir.
and your affidavit of service is included in the record.
Yes, sir.
And just for the sake of doing our homework, all the official documents you include in the record are the official copies of the official documents for the city of Palatka.
Yes, sir.
And the photographs you have are photographs you took personally.
Yes, sir.
And do the photographs actually represent the condition of property and date in which you took them?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, looks like you got 4 sections of the code, 3171, 3213, 30-32A, and 30-32A again. And you're going to show us what those are.
Yes, sir. Your first one would be section 30-171 windows. As you can tell on the side, this would be the left side of the building, picture taken from North 9th Street. The windows are all missing. I believe the place might have been a structural fire. The windows are also missing on the right side also.
So 3 windows missing?
On that side, yes, sir.
Right. Solution is to either replace the windows or board them?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next.
Next one is also the windows that would be on the right-hand side. Also 1, 2, 3.
So looking at it from
4.
North 9th Street?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's the right side.
And so what are we looking at here
The
specifically?
windows also missing.
Windows, 3 sets of windows missing?
Yes, sir.
And again, the solution is to replace
Place the
them or
windows
board
board it
them.
up. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Your next one is section 30-213, responsibility of the mortgage or owner of the vacant, blight, unsecured, or abandoned structure. Basically, this is the front of the building. The front door, as you can tell, you can see straight through the building. There's no, anybody can go on there, and it's possibly that there's squatters living in there. You can see through all the way through, and there's just.
The light at the end of the
It's the
tunnel,
back.
if you will, is that the back door or is
Yeah.
it an opening in the
It's
house?
the back side of the house. I don't know the answer. I haven't been in the house, but it's the back side of the property.
But the main issue here is the open front door.
Unsecured, yes, sir.
And that still adds to which one? 30-171?
30-213, sir.
213?
Yes, sir. Vacant, blight, or unsecured.
It's
or
abandoned and
structure.
open?
Unsecured or abandoned.
All right. Next.
Next one is 30-32 prohibited conditions, failure to repair, replace the screen, the screening on the front of the building. This is, taken from North 9th Street, the right side on the road. Basically, the screen's missing. Or it's not missing, it's torn. So it's on the left side torn, and also in the front, in the middle of it's torn also. Repair or replace.
And that's the essence of that ordinance.
Yes, sir.
All right, next.
Next one is 30-32 prohibited conditions or nuisance accumulation of trash, debris, living or non-living plant materials, hazardous trees, or stagnant water. This would be the right side of the property, looking from North 9th Street. It's just overgrown and people have just thrown trash, garbage.
So it's the man-made items you're looking at,
Yes,
the
sir.
3 arrows there.
Yes, sir.
All right.
And
Next.
that's all I have for you at this time.
So basically what I'm hearing is 30-171 due to 6 missing windows, 3 on the left side, 3 on the right side, elevations of the house, correct?
4 on the right, 3 on the left. Your Honor.
4 on the right, 3 on the left.
Yes, sir.
30-213, the abandoned structure being the open front door, and it looks like the open back of the house.
Right. I don't know the answer to
It's
that.
not secured and it's
Right.
open and accessible. 30-32A, missing screen on the porch. The screen needs to be repaired.
Replaced. Right.
As to the, going back to the abandoned structure, boarding the front door, fixing the opening in the back, making the house so you can't enter it
Enter,
is
right,
sufficient
correct.
to satisfy compliance.
Yes, sir.
Excessive trash and debris is removing the man-made items shown in the last photograph.
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Last call for anyone who is an heir of Minnie Lee Jones or representing an heir of Minnie Lee Jones. Okay, seeing and hearing no one, and finding the due process have been satisfied by compliance with the requirements of section 162(4) of the statutes regarding sending letters by certified mail to the official address of record and posting the property also in accordance with statute, with a notice of the affidavit of service included in the official record. There's been substantial and competent evidence to find a violation of section 30-171 of the city code regarding 7 missing or broken windows on the house. Compliance will require that those windows be replaced or that the areas of opening of those windows be boarded. Section 30-213, an abandoned structure due to the open front door and open rear of the house. The house must be repaired in the rear and the front door replaced or both sections boarded. Section 30-32A, a missing screen on the front porch. Remedy to that being that the screen must be repaired. Section 30-32A, excessive trash and debris is to remove some man-made items. That this is from the front of the house, I believe.
It's to the right side of the house. Taken
Right
from,
side?
yes, sir. Taken from North 11th
You
Street.
can see this from North 9th.
Yes, sir.
All right. And there's some man-made items. And what's the name of this photograph?
That would
You need
be
to roll it up. a
one
little bit.
Echo.
Can you roll the other way? This is one Echo.
Yes, sir.
Okay. For those. Will enter an order finding the violations, require that the property owner bring the property into compliance no later than the end of business on September 18th, 2025. That's 30 days. What fine is the city recommending
$25, $100 a day.
per day per violation?
25 per violation, $100 a
Right.
day. Yes, sir.
And we'll enter an order assessing $25 per day per violation, again, commencing on September 19th, 2025, in the event of noncompliance by the end of business on September 18th, 2025. With that, you want to go to that one? Or you got a copy of the code for me? I would like to see it. Can you show it on screen? And just, we're going to begin, let's go ahead and begin the hearing with regard to this file. It looks like 2024-130. First Presbyterian Church of Palatka being the named respondent, property located at 126 South 2nd Street, Palatka, Florida, 32177. And I want everybody to understand something at the beginning. Again, the only thing I can consider are things that transpire from the time we start this hearing until the time we conclude this hearing. The conversation we had prior to this hearing had to do with just making sure we had the code provision available for me to take a look at, so everybody's on the same page as what we're looking at. I really don't know exactly what's going to transpire at these hearings until it happens. I can read the code all I want, but until the hearing actually occurs, I don't know. So this is, I get as much joy and entertainment out of this as you do in learning what's going to happen at this point in time. And so we'll go from there. What I was looking at is the section regarding exactly what this violation is. That's the thing about scrolling. You got to go through the whole thing. You just lift papers, it wouldn't be so bad. Okay, so we're looking at 94-149. And this is intensive commercial district. And we're looking at what's permitted or what's not permitted. Okay, Mr. Lowe, this is your case. You're going to explain to me how this ordinance works, right? Let me first of all, I know that there is someone here from the First Presbyterian Church of Palatka. So who would like to come up and be the person who's going to start this? Mr. Lyda, please come forward. And for the record, Mr. Lyda and I are in the same Rotary Club. I do not think that will affect our judgment on all of this with regard to what's going on. But I do not represent him in any way. And by the way, I want everybody to understand, I work for the city in a sense they pay me for coming here today, and I'm appointed by the city commission, but I'm not the city's attorney. Ms. West is the city's attorney. I don't represent anybody except the case. And my job is to bring a case that would withstand review and appeal. I want to make sure we get a good case based on substantial and competent evidence on what I hear today. So I'm ready to understand how all that works in regard to this. Mr. Lyda, will you be testifying?
I think I will be, yes.
You will be. Could you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear from the testimony you give today to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Anybody else comes up, we'll do the same for them. What's going to happen is that Ms. Lowe is going to be presenting the city's case. Before we begin that, I want to, and again, she's going to have her chance to present her case. I may have some questions. When she's done, you have any questions over, you're welcome, Mr. Lyda, to ask her. After they're done with their case, you may present any case you wish to make, any testimony, any evidence you wish to make regarding the situation. The might take just a bit. I do want to make sure we have the due process. The good thing about due process as a matter of law, if the respondent shows up, they have due process. They're here. And this is a good thing. You're here. But I did want to make sure, Ms. Lowe, if you would, did we get the response to the certified letter? Or did we post the property?
We did post the property, yes, sir. I did not get a green card back on the last.
Well, what's the official address for the church here?
The official address is 123 South Second Street, Palatka, Florida, and that's where it was sent.
Okay, that is where y'all get the mail?
Yes.
Just so you know, again, state statutes require they start off by sending a certified letter to the official address of record. If they don't get anything back, that is a green card. The Postal Service has this little green card recipient signs for it, and they send that back. We don't get that back, then they have to go and post the property. Mr. Light, how did y'all find out about it?
We got the official notice from, I guess, being posted, yes.
Yes, sir.
You didn't get the green card back,
Not yet, sir.
but you posted it also.
Yes, sir.
We're here. This is a good thing. All right. So Ms. Lowe, what I'd like for you to do first for me is to give me the particulars of the ordinance that the city claims there's a violation. And we're looking at 94-149 of the city code. Is that correct? City Muni Code?
Yes, sir, that's
Okay.
correct.
What part of this is the issue?
So basically, right now, we have section 94-149, permitted principal uses and structure, and in this whole.
Subsection B?
So that is where that wording is, correct, sir. But I sent the whole 94-149
Okay.
to the church.
Well,
And
show me what
basically-
we're arguing about today.
Correct, and it tells you what's permitted, and the homeless shelter is not permitted in the
Okay.
use.
So this is a matter of, this is not, And so the ordinance is set up there. These are the only things that are permitted within commercial to intensive commercial. Is that correct?
That is correct, sir.
And that is the zoning for this property.
That's correct, sir.
Right.
Um,
So that being the case, tell me what's here.
Yes, sir. For the record, case number 2024-130. My name is Christy Lowe, Code Compliance Coordinator. This actually was first observed on June 12th, 2024. Notice for this hearing was sent August 5th, 2025. We did not receive a green card, but it was complex posting 8/5/25, also site posting 8/5/25. And I've also had contact with the church,
All right. And again, they're here.
and they are here. So we'll go to, and this is a,
Just out of curiosity, was this a written complaint?
so we had several written complaints, and then when it was brought to building and zoning, that's when we found out it actually was not zoned for a homeless shelter. And with this case, with code enforcement, we can only see what we see from the outside. So there was postings on the door stating times and dates and what was available, which all that has been removed.
Times and dates for what?
For the overnight shelter. So all that has been removed off the door. And then it was being posted on social media. So we were able to see that. And of course, I have spoke to the church and the Homeless Coalition, and they did confirm that it is there. But because after the 30-day notice, we're still in violation. That's why we're here.
Okay. You have any other documents or?
So the only documents I have to show you is 1A, if you'll go down just a little bit. Sorry. I need the picture above that. So basically, this just shows where they're offering the shelter's usage at the church. And then the next photo, well, I'm just showing where everything was removed off the door advertising for the shelter. So they are trying to come in compliance. We're just not there yet.
All right. And again, you took the photographs you're showing us?
I did,
And
sir.
they do represent the condition of the property and date in which you took them.
Yes, sir.
So where we are, as I understand it, this is commercial two zoning. 94-149 does not include as a part of the allowable uses of the property, a homeless shelter.
A homeless
Is that how
shelter,
we're
correct?
framing this?
Correct, sir.
Or temporary shelter.
Or temporary. No, sir, it does not.
So shelter, does that mean on the code is that housing people, feeding people, what?
Well, I mean, the church has a right to open the doors and, offer services, which we went over that several times. But they're just not allowed to have an actual shelter overnight stay. Temporary or long period in this zoning area.
Anything else?
So what the city is asking, and it's nothing that we haven't asked for anybody else that has not been living in a camper or tent services. We are asking at this time, we're asking for 90 days to have them come into compliance, which would be November 17th, 2025. If that does not happen, after speaking with the planning and zoning director, we're asking for $250 a day if it's not in compliance.
Is there a particular basis for a fine of that amount?
Just because it's been going on for almost a year now, and they are hoping to be in compliance by then, and we are too. But if not, was his recommendation, sir.
Okay. Well, Mr. Lyda, the city has one basic argument, and that is there's a temporary homeless shelter inside the church, and it's not zoned for that.
That is true. That
That's
is
true.
There's no dispute to that.
Being a pastor, I'm sure you wouldn't tell me anything other than that. So I guess the question is there some particular dispute for me to decide at this point? I mean, what is it that the church has as a view of this? Basically, what the city's saying is, let's stop doing this by November 17th.
That's what I understand, yes.
Okay, is that a problem for the church?
Well, if I could
Okay,
do some
your chance.
clarifying. The church, the First Presbyterian Church, 3 years ago, on the eve of a 16-degree night in Palatka, responded to a plea from the city the churches need to do something because this very killer cold wave was coming through. And we did open our Westminster Hall for cold weather shelter. We did it that year and have done it in subsequent years as well. Not every night, only in cold weather, but we were doing that and had no indication we were violating any code in doing that.
Well, when you say the city invited this, who told you this?
Well, this is just something we heard. It came through the Palatka Daily News. Nonetheless, there was a strong sense that there was a vulnerable population on the streets that were going to be in very serious peril in that kind of cold. And we responded to that. Last October, a law went into effect in the state of Florida, making it illegal to sleep in public space. And we felt compelled to answer that in some way. The church actually does not do the sheltering. The church provides the space. We spun off a separate nonprofit organization called the Putnam County Caring Coalition, which we refer to in abbreviated form as PC3. And the nonprofit administers the sheltering effort. The nonprofit is in negotiation, ongoing negotiation for moving our services to another location. And that is ongoing right now. That is what I've discussed with Christy Lowe several times. So our attempt to come into compliance, first and foremost, is our ability to move this to another location. We will, however.
Can that be done within 90 days?
We are hopeful that that's possible. Yes, we are hopeful.
Again, as I mentioned earlier in the prologue to all this, there's a very limited number of things I can look at. And what I'm looking at right now is today, it looks like we're running a temporary shelter in a C2 zoning.
Well, we are, and we are
And-
careful not to call it shelter. We call it temporary overnight safe space because a shelter in the nonprofit world is a very specific thing. It's a facility that does services which we do not do. The only thing we do is safe space overnight.
Well, I understand that. And I don't think anyone argues that it's a wonderful thing to be doing to try to assist people in this particular way. However, it got in front of code enforcement.
Well, sorry, I
And
do
it's
not
a
want.
matter of how we're going to get it, how we're going to get it out from in
You're
front of
doing your
code
job.
enforcement. And that's what, I guess what they want me to do. So here's the thing, I'm looking at it. Nobody denies there's this temporary shelter activity going on in the structure and it's in violation of the code. I've never seen the city of Palatka, or for that matter, any jurisdiction actually want your money. They just want some compliance. And right now they're saying, let's get this solved within 90 days. That's why I'm asking, can this be done within 90 days?
We
The
believe it.
fine is, please remember this needs to be done within 90 days. It's a motivator.
We are endeavoring to move to another
Okay.
location. Ongoing negotiations are in place. We have no outcome for that yet.
Okay, well, I understand the difficulty of it. I wish I had some jurisdiction to assist you in some way other than what the very narrow power that this position.
We do
affords me.
understand that.
Having said that, anything else you'd like to add or anyone in your group would like to add? I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
I think we're.
A large group of supporting people who have done this. I'll say this, I think it's commendable that the church has taken this on. It is an extremely difficult situation regarding homeless. The recent court cases, I'll bore you with a slight bit of history. The recent court cases actually change some court cases. There was a rather notorious case out of Key West several years ago, which basically the federal court told the city of Key West, you don't want people sleeping in your public places and you don't want them using your public places for public restrooms, and you need to provide them some place to go. And I know when I was city attorney in St. Augustine, the city spent $36,000 a year to buy beds in St. Francis House so that those people living in public could have a place to go. It's not an easy situation. Now the rules have changed. You still, I think, have to provide them an option for a place to go. They don't have to go, in which case they might be subject to arrest. But nonetheless, it's a little bit different situation where the law now favors the communities over those who are sleeping in public or out and needing shelter. Having said all that, my concern is just making sure everybody understands There's no fine that starts today. There's no fine that starts before, 12:01 a.m. on November 18th, 2025, as a result of all this. That's why I'm making sure everybody's comfortable with the time frame. As I understand, the city's position is usually their position in these circumstances. We just want to get it done. Because there are people who don't find it necessary, something that should be in the city, and there's a code provision that deals with that. The only people who can change that code is the city commission. If they want to change it, that's up to them. But right now, this is the code we have in terms of what's going on. So absent any further information, I think there's substantial and competent evidence to find that there is a violation of section 94-149 subsection B, in that a temporary homeless shelter is not an approved use within C2 zoning in the city of Palatka. Also make a finding that due process has been satisfied by sending a certified letter notification, as well as posting of the property of the allegations, as well as the date of this hearing. We'll enter order finding the violation and requiring that the property owner bring the property into compliance by ceasing the unpermitted operation no later than the end of business. I'll make it 11:59 on November 17th, 2025. In the event of non-compliance, a fine of $250 a day shall commence on November 18th, 2025. Any questions? Thank you all for coming. Again, this is something that's commendable, and you're in the crosshairs of something that I think you're going to see more and more of, unfortunately. It's just how to deal with people in need and what's the appropriate way to deal with that, and how to balance that against the ordinances and other needs of the city.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you very much for coming. All right. Proceeding on, case number 2025-99, property located at 516 Kirby Street in Palatka. Owner of record, Karma O. Knowles. It's Karma O. Knowles, or anyone representing Karma O. Knowles here. And by the way, unless y'all just would rather not watch afternoon TV, and you'd rather stay here and watch this proceeding, you're welcome to do so, but you don't have to. And you feel free to leave if you want. But you're always welcome to stay. It's a public and welcome. It was welcome at all times to listen. All right, whose case, please? Mr. Bartelli. And this is an allegations regarding 4 sections of the code. 30-213 unsecured or abandoned structure registration. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 30-169 unsafe front structure sagging. 30-169 empty electrical box, and 30-169 rotten and weakened wood.
Yes, sir.
All right. First, let me do some due process, due diligence. The certified letter required by statute was sent to the official address of record. Is that the 516 Kirby Street address?
No, sir.
What is the
It
official
was
address?
sent to 28-632 Sixth Place, South Des Moines, Wyoming, 98198.
Wyoming?
Des Moines, WA.
Washington?
Washington.
WA is Washington
Yeah,
State.
Washington,
Yeah. And did you get a green card back?
nothing.
Okay, was the certified letter have a notation to
It
postal
was just
service?
returned, certified, return to undeliverable address.
Okay, but that was the official address of record on the property appraiser tax collector.
Yes, sir.
All right. Have you posted the property in accordance with state statute?
Yes, sir.
And you have your affidavit of service included in the record?
Yes, sir.
And posting occurred on August 5th?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you also posted here in City Hall?
Yes, sir.
All right. Had any contact at all with anybody, Ms. Knowles or anybody on the property?
Yes, sir, I have. On 8/4, I spoke to a gentleman, Mr. Burdale.
Where was he? Was he on the property?
I believe it's the husband of Miss Knowles.
Okay.
Um,
Where was he? Do you know?
he confirmed his address I sent the property to was, Des Moines, Washington, his address. He confirmed that that was where he gets his mail at.
How did he find out about it? Do you know?
I can't remember how I stumbled across them. I'm not sure if he called me or I stumbled across getting his number.
Well, what did he say about this?
He called and referenced the property on 516 Kirby Street. I explained to him he had violations and that was scheduled to go in front of the magistrate hearing. he asked what needed to be done. I told him what the violations were, what needed to be done, what the route was or how the process was. He explained to me that he was going to try to make contact with some local contractors to have them go to the property and assess it and give him a bid on trying to fix the place up.
Okay. When was that?
That was on 8/4/25, sir.
Okay, so not too long ago.
Yeah, not too long ago.
Okay. All right, you have some alleged violations. All the documents you've included in the record are true and correct copies of the official documents of City Palatka.
Yes, sir.
And the photographs you're about to show us are photographs you took personally,
Yes, sir.
and the photographs actually represent the condition of the property and date in which you took them.
Yes, sir.
Please.
Just for
Sure.
the sake of efficiency, planning and zoning staff. Thank
Yeah, I'm sorry,
I
y'all.
don't want to be rude.
Why? Y'all
What?
are
You
the
don't want
ones-
to stay either? You got something better to do?
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I also added that the property was posted, and also I have made contact with the city of, or Putnam County Code Enforcement, and they did cite the building unsafe due to the front structure, as I'll show you later. So the building is posted structurally unsound, and I posted the violation or the
Right.
hearing notice.
Okay. The way these photos are structured, it's a little hard to see which photo ID is and which
Okay.
ordinance you're referencing. So help me out with that. Make sure we create a verbal record.
Okay, scroll up. I should have that. I have all that.
So this is photo,
Yeah. This will be photo 1 alpha.
okay?
Section 30-213, responsibility of the mortgagor owner of vacant, blight, unsecured or abandoned structure. It's hard to see, but on a second story structure, that door, there is a set of double doors there, and that one door is open.
Okay,
Don't know how it got open.
is there a door there?
Yes, there's
It's
like
just
French
open.
doors.
It's open and it's not secured.
That is correct. Yes, sir.
Okay. That's the only thing in that photo.
Yes, sir.
That was alpha, 1L.
Yes, sir.
All right, next.
1 Bravo is a posting of section 30-169 building fronts and sidings of Burning Street and Publix. Rotten and weakened wood. It's underneath the front porch. It's sagging, and actually in front of the door, you can see, it's hard to see.
So we're looking at,
Yeah.
is that structural?
Yes.
What's sagging?
It's sagging, yes,
That's
sir.
not just a soffit, that's actual.
No, it's
That part-
sagging. The whole underneath the roof, the wood's all rotted, and actually by the backside by the door, I think I have.
So this is more than an appearance factor. This is
Yes.
actual holding up,
Safety. Yeah.
up the roof.
So I think you can see a better picture I have, a better picture later on where that I'll show you the back by the door, there's 2 by
Okay, well,
4s.
hold on, before I get seasick, go back to that one. And
This for the rotten and weakened wood, basically the whole top
is
side.
that a brick holding up the roof on the right side?
Yes,
Interesting.
I don't know how I got there, but yes, sir.
So this house has been displaced enough, they put a brick on that side, but not on the other side. It looks like there's a board on the other side.
Right.
Is that
it's-
correct?
It just might be where it's starting to give. And
And this house had been condemned?
it's been, yes, sir, it's been posted unsafe.
That's the orange sign?
Yes, the orange sign, that's
Okay.
what the county posted for me.
Okay, thank you. Next.
1 Charlie, section 3169 buildings front, the missing electrical box on the side of the house.
Okay, very good. Next.
The next one is section 3169 buildings fronts. It's a better picture of all that's rotten wood. There's just pieces missing everywhere. And if you look by the door on the left side where that arrow.
So we're looking at the ceiling of the
Yes.
porch.
It's
So
rotten wood.
the right arrow is missing wood on the ceiling of the porch
Yes, sir.
to the right of the right column.
Yes, sir.
And then there's other missing wood
Yes, sir.
to
In
the
center.
left of the column.
Yes, sir.
And then what's the bottom arrow
The
for?
bottom arrow is actually the 2x4 structure that's propped up there to hold that roof up.
Oh.
So-
What are those, 2x4s?
Yes, sir. It's 2x4s.
Is there a tempted truss or
Yes,
lintel
sir.
across the
To
top of
hold it
that?
up. Yes, sir.
Is there anything supporting the 2x4s? How do they,
I did not go up on the porch,
Okay.
sir.
but so they have a brick on the right column, wood on the left column, holding up the roof. And then you've got
2x4s under.
two 2x4s and a cross 2x4 trying to hold it up over the door.
Yes, sir.
And, but your issue, well, the issue with the wood in the ceiling is just the rotten
Rotten
wood.
wood, yes, sir.
But the issue with the 2x4s is what?
That would be for the structure holding in the. structure.
Sagging,
Yes,
that
sir.
we're going back to 60,
Yes.
30-169?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Gotcha.
On the last photo, One Echo is basically a view from the street. Whereas you can see how it's sagging in the middle. And upstairs, you can't see the top, the top story there where the door was open. But this is from the road where you can see where it sags in the middle, like towards that left column. It's. I don't know.
Does, just based on what you know, is this repairable?
I don't, I don't know the answer to that, sir. I'm not.
Okay. Anything else?
That's all I have. sir.
All right, last call for Carlma O. Knowles or anyone representing Carlma O. Knowles. Seeing and hearing no one and find the due process has been satisfied by sending a certified notification to the official address of record as maintained by the property appraiser and tax collector and having the property posted both here at City Hall and at the property in accordance with state statutes. And finding that there's substantial and competent evidence to find 4 violations on the subject property, one of section 30-213 of the city code due to unsecured or abandoned structure. What was that registration part? There's a,
For vacant properties, if it's unoccupied, you have to go through what's called Orange Data to have your property registered. What it does is you can go on our website and register vacant properties.
was that in 213? So is that what you're talking about today? You're
I
bringing
think
this?
it's 215 is your.
Well, I'm just trying to ask, what is it you're alleging as a
Oh,
violation?
Unsecured.
Okay, so it's unsecured or abandoned structure.
Yes, sir.
All right. And that's because of the doors being
Uppers.
open?
Yes, sir.
All right. So the solution being secure the doors.
Just to clarify on that, it's the registration that they need to comply with if they have a blighted, unsecured, foreclosed structure.
All right, so that's what you're looking at.
So registration.
All right. 30-169 unsafe front structure sagging, and that has to do with, it looks like the entire roof system on the front of the house over the steps. It looks like it's partially, the columns on the front have support elements underneath them. The roof sags to the left. And it looks like there's also some an attempt to sag to support the backside of the porch roof with 2x4s.
Yes, sir.
All right. And a violation of 30-169, which, prohibits empty electrical boxes on residential property. And a violation of 30-169, rotten and weakened wood, in this case,
Under the
specifically
porch.
on the porch, underneath the front porch in 2 areas.
Yes, sir.
Is that it?
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll enter an order finding the violations and requiring that the property owner bring the property into compliance within 30 days of today's date, with the end of business on September 18th, 2025. In the event of non-compliance, city's asking for what fine?
$25 per fine, $100 a day.
We'll enter an order indicating that fines will be $25 per day per violation in the event of non-compliance. There being no further business before the special magistrate and the agenda being satisfied, we shall conclude today's proceedings at 2:30.